Are you wondering why so many people are having spiritual awakenings right now? Well, they're being driven by the Global Enlightenment Project. This cosmic initiative is working hard to enlighten humanity quickly and on a massive scale. In this video, I'll explain why the Global Enlightenment Project exists, how it's being implemented, and the plan for humanity on this planet. If you're wondering how I know this, it's because I'm a channel for the Council of Light and Source Energy, also known as Athena. So, what is the Global Enlightenment Project? It's an enormous undertaking led by many old and powerful souls from many different communities in our wider universe. Its goal is to achieve the enlightenment of humanity within a few generations by awakening large numbers of people rapidly. The Global Enlightenment Project is being watched closely throughout the multiverse, and our planet is a focal point of great interest right now. So, why do we need the Global Enlightenment Project? It's because previous efforts to shift this version of Earth towards enlightenment, like the 60s counterculture movement, have failed. Usually, in our universe, we prefer gradual change, but this approach just wasn't working for us. Negative patterns have become so deeply entrenched in Earth society that we couldn't break through and reverse the spiral. Also, the models we use in the higher dimensions to predict what will happen on Earth were starting to point to one thing: nuclear Armageddon. This prompted a special meeting of the Council of Light. Everyone agreed that we didn't want to lose this version of Earth. Our investigations showed us that the single most effective route out of the stalemate was a single global mass awakening event. That's how the Global Enlightenment Project was born. Okay, so what's the plan? Basically, an enormous number of people are scheduled to wake up in the next few years. Ultimately, the intention is for every person on Earth to be on the awakening path, maybe within as short a time as 50 years. To begin with, the awakenings are largely concentrated in the West, particularly in America. But there are awakenings happening right now in every country on the globe. At the moment, 6 to 7% of the adult population of America is somewhere in the awakening process. That's nearly 20 million people in just that one country. However, only 2 to 3% are consciously awake right now. And of course, some might drop out of the journey. The aim is to have at least 5% of adults in the USA fully awake by around the end of 2027, although it's hard to put exact timings on it. However, the Council tells me that things are going well, and that they're thinking of increasing the target, perhaps to 8%. You might be wondering, who is being woken up? The selection of early awakeners has been done with great care. No one is awakening by accident. Even though it might feel like a wild ride, it's actually very closely controlled. If you're awakening right now, you're probably at least 70% of the way through your soul lessons. You're also most likely to be descended from Om, Sophia, Lucifer, Isis, Freya, or Michael on the Council of Light. More highly evolved souls are being awakened first, for a few reasons. First, once they're fully awakened, they will be enormously powerful. They will be able to execute high-profile, big-impact missions easily. These missions have been aligned with those of other powerful awakeners, so the effect will be exponential. Second, the higher evolved are more capable of dealing with adversity. Souls can only volunteer for these types of journeys who are robust enough to get through. Your life experience is matched to your ability. Third, we're testing a lot of different types of awakening on all sorts of profiles of souls. This is so we can be sure what will happen to larger groups of less highly evolved souls when we start to roll awakening out into the wider population. We can test relatively quickly and deeply with a higher evolved soul and increase our knowledge exponentially. This is why we're seeing some unusual awakenings happening now. We're testing around the fringes. People going through these types of awakenings are called outliers. At this early stage of the awakening rollout, we're pretty much all guinea pigs. We volunteered to incarnate and have a certain type of awakening to aid the collective learning. So, whatever kind of awakening you're going through, it's meant to be that way, even though it might feel hard to you right now. In fact, if it feels difficult, that's probably the point. You're probably testing some kind of limit. You can think of the testing program as an enormous matrix of types of awakening and types of awakener. Awakenings can be fast or slow, intense or mild, full of communication or silent, continuous or stop-start. We're testing every variation, so we have a complete picture of what is likely to happen when we take awakening out further. This variation is why, for example, it's impossible to say for sure how long an awakening will last. This rigorous testing approach is designed to make sure we hit our goals this time around. You might be wondering, how long will the Global Enlightenment Project take? Well, we'll see significant shifts in our society throughout the course of the project as people progressively wake up. We hope that, within 50 years, enough people will be sufficiently awake to break the deadlock and transform life on this planet. However, the Global Enlightenment Project will continue until the time that awakening is accepted as a life stage that everyone goes through, a bit like adolescence or menopause. Will everyone have a spiritual awakening? At some point in history, yes, but right now, no. The rollout is strictly controlled. There's finite energy available to support awakeners, so we can only go as fast as that allows. This is a limit imposed by the game of life, which we're all playing, whether we're aware of it or not. The target right now is to get a third of adults in the West to at least 80% integration. Our models show that this is an important tipping point and has the power to transform our society. The intention is to create the kind of environment here that we enjoy in the upper dimensions, a place of peace, equal sharing of resources, compassion, non-judgment, and equality.